And then you have centres here that the media wrongfully and incorrectly shows their lack of research, shows their lack of academic integrity. That they will say that they came out of the Manar Centre and the Manar Centre is a Salafi centre. Al-Manar in Cardiff is not Salafi. We've been giving da'wah for near on 25 years now. Or 20 odd years, let's say, to be more precise. 2 decades. And we have never regarded Al-Manar to be Salafi. The Salafi centres, we have them in London. West London, Masjid al-Sunnah. In Shepherd's Bush, Darul Sunnah. In East London, Al-Athariya. In Woolwich, Darul Tawheed. In Oxford, Darul Tawheed. In Birmingham, Masjid al-Salafi. And Masjid al-Sunnah Nabawiyah, both in Birmingham. In Stoke, Masjid al-Furqan. In Sheffield, Masjid al-Sunnah. In Bradford, Masjid al-Sunnah and al-Basira. In Manchester, Masjid al-Salafi, Markaz al-Salafi. In Cardiff here, you have the Salafi bookstore and Islamic Centre. Here in Cardiff, Markaz al-Tawheed. You have Salafi mosques all around the country. And we, and my colleagues and my brothers have been giving da'wah now for 20 years. And by Allah, not a day from those days did we ever regard Al-Manar except to be upon the methodology of the Muslim Brotherhood. The same Muslim Brotherhood that went out marching in the streets a few years ago to replace Husni Mubarak. And then they themselves were ousted. And now look at their condition. They used a path that was not the path of Sunnah. Al-Manar is not Salafi. They invited only a few months ago, they invited this Muhammad Al-Arifi. Which Salafi in the dunya, anyone who understands Salafi, which Salafi in the dunya ever considered Muhammad Al-Arifi to be Salafi? This man who told the parents to send their children to Syria to fight, whilst he was shopping in Leicester Square in London. And he himself is only a youth, younger than me. Younger than me he is. He's saying, oh Shabab, go, you're a Shab yourself. You want everyone else's children to go whilst you're shopping in Leicester Square? On holiday from Riyadh? They are the followers of Ikhwan al-Muslimin. And their offspring in the various countries, their tentacles have spread everywhere, the Muslim Brotherhood. And they are followers all around the world. Al-Manar is not Salafi. In fact, they wage war against the Salafis. One of their leaders even wrote a book. Alif wa Ba fil Irja. The A to Z or the A and B of Al-Irja. The whole book refutation of the Salafis. And he is one of their keynote speakers. They're Salafi. On what grounds are they Salafi? Just because they had a speaker who came from Saudi Arabia and he gave a lecture at their mosque, Saudi Arabia equals Wahhabi equals Salafi, they must be Salafi. What's this about? So everyone who comes out of England is Church of England? I've just come back from America and Canada. So I have now left England. I was born and raised in England. So I left England, I went to the United States of America. So every American should see me as a Church of England. Oh, here's a man, he's from the Church of England, following the Archbishop of Canterbury. Do I look like anything like the Archbishop of Canterbury? Even though I was called Jesus once or twice out there. But nevertheless, look at the prejudice and the generalizations of the media and academics who claim to be, individuals who understand the Islamic affairs and Islamic politics and the Islamic sects. How can you regard Al-Manar? Ask them, who are their figureheads? What do they say about Hassan al-Banna? What do they say about Yusuf al-Qardawi? What do they say about Salman al-Awda? Salman al-Awda's brother used to pray there. And from what I've heard, he used to give lectures there. The brother of Salman al-Awda, Khalid al-Awda, when he was studying here at Cardiff University or University of Wales. Al-Manar is Salafi. Did they indoctrinate these youth to go out there to perform jihad and so on? Then I'm not able to answer that question because I was not the fly on the wall when they were giving their durus. Alhamdulillah, the Salafis don't attend their lectures. I don't know. That question I can't answer. But what I can say is that to refer to Al-Manar as Salafi is not correct. And to refer to anything as Salafi without looking at the Salafi doctrine is an injustice against the Salafis. You want to know what Salafis are about? Then you're going to have to do some work. You can't generalize. And you can't be prejudicial in your approach. You have to be honest, and you have to be truthful, and you have to be just with the people. As Shaykh al-Islam Ibn Taymiyyah, one of the Salafi scholars of the 7th century, died in the year 728, he said that a Muslim, that he is just, that the people of Sunnah, that they are just, and they do not lie, and lying is forbidden. Even against the kafir we cannot lie. Even against the disbeliever we won't lie. So we should not be oppressed, and we should not be lied against. The Salafis are the furthest from this jihadist takfiri ideology. Do the Salafis believe in jihad? Yes. And I've mentioned that before. But with those preconditions. Do the Salafis revolt against the Muslim rulers? Never. Because that opposes the Salafi doctrine. And it opposes the way of the Prophet Muhammad and the way of his disciples by consensus. By consensus and agreement, it is not permissible to rebel against the Muslim ruler. And they're talking about, they got a 17-year-old, 18-year-old youth on a video telling the people in the West that we're going to go and invade Jordan? Is that what their plans are? That we're going to now go out? We haven't quenched our thirst with the blood of the people of Syria and Iraq. We want to go into Jordan and do the same there? Subhanallah. No Muslim should be deceived. It is the Sufis of this country that every time a Sufi is asked, so who's responsible for ISIS and all of this killing and insert? Oh, it's the Wahhabis, it's the Salafis. So now the media, they go to the adversaries of the Salafis and ask them, who is responsible for the jihadist ideology in the world today and the killing around the world? Then the Sufi will say, it is the Salafis. So now the media publishes this is the Salafis. Why? Because it is in the favor of the Sufis to malign and to be unjust and to spread false propaganda against the Salafi da'wah. So don't be deceived by it, my brothers and sisters, and be aware. And it is upon you to study one of the possibly the best books that has been written in the English language upon the rise of jihadist extremism in the West. One of the best books, and Allah knows best, is this work here that is in front of me now. If you don't have a copy of this book, then grab a copy. You have permission to photocopy anything that you want out of it and hand it to other people, to give them an idea of the Salafi viewpoint with regard to the jihadist extremists and what the Salafi methodology is in reality. So that we are not maligned, and that we are not, that people are not misinformed with regard to the true Islamic da'wah. Islam and its Prophet and the disciples of that Prophet are free from this ideology of the takfiris and the jihadists. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us and protect our youth from those false ideologies. Walhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wa sallallahu ala nabiyyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam.